Dun, dun, dun. Bonjour, Tika. I know, I'm getting there. Give me a second. I just like the music. I really like the music. I'm turning the music back on. I wonder like what research they did to like find out if this is like the catchiest music ever, because I feel like it is. I don't know, for some reason I just really enjoy it. Or maybe I've been like Pavlovianly like trained to like it. What's up, Woody? What's up, Ramson? Alright, I'll stop.
Well,
I really do
what
like
do
that
you
music.
think of my random Minecraft build?
Did you do that in our server? I think I'm still paying for a
No.
server.
That is not in your server.
Oh,
I should
what?
probably build it. I might build on
I'm
your
sorry,
server.
I looked creepy last time.
What's up, Woody?
Creepy.
Yeah, what's up, dude? You asked a good question during Golden Hour. That's why you won the giveaway. Congrats.
What question was it that won?
I think it was your question about having kids. I think that was a really good one. And then like, would you be a teacher? I liked that one too. Those were really good ones. Really good questions. See, Woody, you ask good questions, you participate, dude. You can win shit. It's fucking dope.
That's dope.
I
Sorry.
thought people were gonna have better questions though.
Pardon? Yeah, there.
people are more longer and they know what experience, like better questions.
No, but that's okay, man. You know, sometimes the simpler questions are better because they provoke better discussions, like deeper discussions about things. So, you asked a very good question. I liked it, man.
When are you gonna get a job? I could have asked that. When you're gonna get a job at some point.
I mean, I kind of have a job now. I don't have a job. I am starting to apply to jobs though. I'm doing that. I'm realizing that if I want to like make things better, I can't do it off tutoring salary. It's not working. I need either sponsors to come through or I need to have like a job that actually pays me a decent amount. So I am applying.
Yeah.
Actually, so that's why I can't play Roblox with you guys today because I got to go talk with my job friend about my resume and a bunch of job stuff that like again I've only really ever applied to things in academia, which is a completely different process for applying apparently in the language and whatnot. Apparently in job land they want 1-page resumes, that's it. In academia they want like 5 pages because they want to see all your publications, all your research experience, who you've worked with, blah 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 blah. Job land I guess is a lot more, let's just cut to the chase. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I gotta meet
But
with
me
someone
and
after
I
that.
could boost the server right now.
You could boost the server? That would be dope. We're super close to hitting the next level. What are we at? We're at 10?
No, it's not getting warm.
We need 4 more boosts. Get back up to level 3. That'd be dope. Hello, gamers. Hello, Noise. How's it going, Noise?
I
was it?
boosted the server.
Oh, did you? Oh my gosh, thank you, man. Look at that. We're at 11 now. You the man, Woody. You the here, I'll tag you. You the. Where's my caps lock not working? Excuse me. Woody, yeah, sick. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Noise says it goes good. Cool. Is it hot where you guys are? It's really hot here. My computer room is at 84 degrees right now. I'm like kind of dying.
84, damn.
84 Fahrenheit, yeah. I have this little temperature gauge. And, well, the other problem is because I run so many monitors, I basically have a space heater in this room that is intensified when I start playing video games. If I play Warzone, like, this becomes a sauna. I literally just start sweating. Yeah, I can't play in here. Apparently, also, like, Warzone has, like, screwed up. You know, Rampton, when we were playing that one time, remember how, like, that one map was just bugged and wasn't even working?
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently, like, they screwed up big time with that update. That we played it. We were playing on the first day. But apparently, and I was noticing this too. My frame rates were like half of what they usually are. And yeah, it's a widely reported issue that like people are in the so it's fine for consoles. Like everything works fine for consoles, but in PCs, people are dropping like half the frames they usually get on like 3080s and 4070s, 4080s, like nice video cards. and it's just stuttering. And I was having that issue when we were playing. I was like, I mean, it's playable, but at like a competitive point of view, once you start dropping below 60 frames, it's hard to keep up with anybody else.
Yeah, like I know, like so here's the thing is like, people say like they can see above 60 frames a second, and like maybe
Sure.
I can believe it until 80, but like I hardly doubt the human eye can actually perceive like the difference between 80 and 120.
Oh no, it totally can. No, so you're right that the human eye cannot see frames in between, but I think the human eye can detect differences in fluidity. It's like the interpolation. I think up to 200 FPS. I think that's what it is. Human eye detect, higher FPS. Yes, so yeah, it's details. They can see at 90 hertz, I guess. Human eyes. I remember seeing they can't see. Okay. Right, they can see flickers at 60 to 75. I don't know. I can definitely see. There's a difference in fluidity. I remember seeing some article about, even though the human eye is limited to 60, to be able to detect like the motion that's happening and whatnot, that goes up to like 140. Even I guess here it says 200. Once you're at 200, now you can't really detect, because there are gamers, right? Professional. What is it? Counter-Strike, Valorant, and whatnot, where they play on 240, 300 hertz monitors, and for whatever reason, they need that at that competitive level. They'll actually drop their resolution down to like 1080 or whatnot. They'll play at low resolutions because they want the insane frame rates, because it's all these quick flicks and whatnot. So I don't know. I used to think too. I used to think over 60 hertz can't tell a difference, but I definitely can. If my game's running at 80 versus running at 120, 130, it's a huge difference for me. I'm just like, oh, it's like not playable at 80. I don't know. Noise says 360 hertz monitor. Yum. Do they even make those?
I don't know what they're, because like for me, I can't tell, but like people say they can, but
Oh, they do make 360 hertz. Oh my gosh, what? Why?
yeah, it seems kind of a.
Yeah, dude, what? Yeah, is this even like possible? What? 300? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I cap at everything at.
You do frame caps, like
I do frame cap at 80, and then because like my graphics card is pretty decent, like I just never drop. So
yeah, so you never have like the stuttering and whatnot.
yeah, I'm always like running it at 80 or like 70 when it drops.
Maybe try it at like 100. Try 120, see if you like it. I don't know.
I think I tried it for a while and I couldn't tell the difference. And I was
tell the difference, yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not
like anything. If you get into high enough like competitive things and whatnot, they just start becoming ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you're a really, really competitive tennis player, you spend like $20,000 on a racket because I don't know, it weighs like 0.1 grams less. Yeah, it's all the levels and whatnot. Asus made it, yeah, 360, yeah, all cool, yeah, awesome. Sweet. Some good news. What was it? Brilliant did respond to me. They emailed me back. Just right now. They say I emailed them asking if there was a way maybe for us to get access to what they had just for like the students we have here, because otherwise I think it's like $15 a month, which is like a little expensive for just regular kids. I don't think regular kids are going to spend $15 a month on like learning. But yeah, they said set up a meeting with them next week, and so I'm going to see what they can do for us, maybe to try to maybe get like a nonprofit site license or something that we could like mess around, because it's cool. I really dig what they do. Now that I've like been diving a little bit deeper into the company, and like, because I've been doing my research, like if I'm applying for a company and I'm going to sell my soul, to corporate, I want to know why. I do actually, I resonate a lot with like what they do, which is pretty cool. So
yeah,
they're a pretty cool company. I would like to at least work with them. Be nice if they could also help us out. See, Yeah, Noise says brilliant looks good. I keep seeing there. Yeah, Noise, do you have it? Have you ever tried it? Sell your soul to
tried it a little
capitalism. Noise says sell my soul to capitalism. I'm selling my soul so I can keep the fucking electricity bills on, and I can keep streaming.
Whoa, no swearing.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, but yeah, never tried it, Noise.
Family friendly.
I think we should. So I think what I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask them first if like we can get some sort of access so that everyone in this server can try it without paying $15 a month, because that's a pretty high.
$15 a month for what?
Yeah, and then it looks like they have some sort of I don't know, like educator tools. They're cool, you know. What's it? My mouse. There it is. Brilliant. I don't know. I'm all for like, you know, I'm all for engaging, like graphical cool stuff for teaching math and science. I mean, that's what I do when I make the videos. That's what I do when we work together on Discord. And it looks like they have some sort of web extension that we could use to, you know, explain concepts, at least with some sort of cool graphical support. You know, I'm all for that. I've started doing the same thing with my TikToks. Another education startup I work with has access to these Ukrainian animators. So I used to always make things like this. Like I would do these types of animations, like very simple, put some funny memes in and stuff, you know. But I'm now producing videos for them, and they're letting me also use the animators to make the videos for me. So this is what happens when we get access to people who, you know, professional animators who can do things. Usually this would be outside my price budget, but in collaborating with someone else, you know, they kind of foot the bill. I produce all the content, and everyone's happy. So it's been cool. You know, there are less memes. It's less funny, but I think it works well. I can maybe keep the humor, but
Yeah, I don't want to roast you.
you don't want to roast me? It's okay. You can roast me. I'm roastable.
Bro, you look like you have a bra on while you're explaining everything. Bra on.
I look like I have a bra on. It's a muscle shirt. It's a muscle shirt. I guess it kind of does look like. All right. I'll wear a t-shirt next time. Noise. Do you agree with this? Do you think I look like I have like a sports bra on? Is this real? I don't know. Maybe that sells. I mean, this is TikTok. Could like show pictures of my feet or something. Probably get more people to look at it. Yeah.
Sweater's much better.
Sweater's much better. Well, honestly, I can't record with a sweater in here because I would literally melt and die.
Okay.
Anyways. Okay. Cool. Let's start the stream. We got a lot of stuff to go over. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Actual Education. This is Office Hours, stream that helps you out with math homework, science homework, all sorts of fun stuff.
No break. There's no point for me to learn anything.
What do you mean?
Break.
There is always a point for you to learn something, Woody, because the stuff. This is a thing I do believe in. Woody, do you know what it means to be a lifelong learner? Have you ever heard of that word before? Lifelong learner?
No.
No. Okay. Lifelong learner means that like your entire life, not just when you're in school, you know, but also outside of school, or maybe when you're done with school, you're always learning something, right? It doesn't have to be math, right? You could be learning how to play another instrument. You could be learning a new sport. Maybe you could be learning
a sport, not instrument. No.
What do you like to do, Woody? What would be a cool thing you'd like to learn about?
I don't know. Running faster.
There you go. Yeah, that's running faster. That's learning something. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. But that's, you know, as we get older and we get out of school, a lot of people grapple with the structure of like, what do I do now? And being a lifelong learner means that you independently look, you know, for yourself for new things to learn. And I think a lot of people in this Discord, you know, do that. I know Ramton looks at tons of cool math stuff that's outside of what he learned in school. It's good to keep learning. It keeps the brain going. You know, it's like a muscle. If you keep working out the brain, learning new things, the brain keeps working. If you stop and you just keep playing golf all day, you're gonna retire, and then I don't know, you're just gonna not have a brain anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I mean is, like, over the summer, you know what they call this? There's a term for this. It's called brain drain. They call it summer brain drain. That's the term they actually use in the education industry. Is because all you students go on summer break, right? And then you don't have school.
Yeah.
And I think they've calculated there's a number to it actually. There's a number. Brain drain summer percentage. Let me see what it is. They call it the summer slide. Yeah, there's a lot of, but I think that it's something like students lose 20% of the math knowledge they have over the summer because they're just not doing math for 2 months. Yeah. Some lose 90% of what they learned. Oh no.
Ooh, what?
I mean, this says 40%, but these are high numbers, right? Think about this. You spend all year learning all these things, and then 2 months of math, 2 months of no math, sorry, 2 months of just being on summer vacation doing nothing. You end up losing that, and then you have to go back and learn it again, right? So a better thing to do, Woody, is to, maybe don't lose as much, and the way to do that would be to kind of keep practicing some math over the summer. That's what we try to
I
show
think
you
it's
guys.
also partly because like people just never learned in the first place.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, I know that a lot of the times people were like, oh, all of the information was on my brain, and then after the exam it's on the paper.
Right.
It's like there's nothing in there anymore.
Yeah. It's just gone.
So like I think that's also partly it. Like a lot of people just are kind of memorizing these things, right?
Uh-huh.
Rather than learning it.
Right.
So when there's a short-term period, their short-term memory is like carrying them through it. So when they forget it, they've not really.
They never actually learned it in the first place. Is what you're really
they
saying.
never
They just
learned it in
memorized
the first place, and it's just gone from their short-term memory.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah, sometimes I think that could be another issue as well.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And yeah, that's a big thing. When I think conventional education these days really just teaches you to memorize. It doesn't teach you to actually fully understand the concepts. And so you see the grade and you're like, cool, I'm fine, I'm done. And that's okay, for instance, like in a history class, or I don't know, something like specific, art class or whatnot, art history, whatever. The problem in math and science is that if you just memorize something and forget it, you're going to get screwed in the next class, because everything you do builds on what you did before. And so you can't just memorize stuff. You can't just memorize stuff for an exam and then forget it, because you need to use it to do the next thing. Other classes you can just memorize.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Ethan, what's up? Let's do some physics. Where you at, Ethan? Come on up. You're the first one.
There was some cool questions. I don't know whether Jamarcus is here or Noise is here as well.
Yeah. Noise asked the integral of 1 minus x squared.
Yeah.
Is this something that's going to require the Dirichlet stuff again?
No, the thing is just
Hope not.
he's just.
Don't.
But yeah, like I thought that there was one of the problems from yesterday that I wanted to kind of show, and
Cool.
then also I had some cool questions that like I
DeMarcus
posted
was
to
asking.
DeMarcus.
Yeah.
But I thought, since there's not a lot of questions, I could kind of like show where you could like use math.
Oh, perfect.
Everyday life.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, here, let me do this one with Ethan, and then you do the one with Jamarcus, and then I'll do teacups, and then, we'll switch off and stuff. All good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, what's up, Ethan? How's it going?
I'm here.
Cool. All right, cool. This is some 2D projectile motion. That's what we're doing. This is cool. All right, it says, in the figure, a stone is projected at a cliff of height h. Wait. Well, this is kind of a weird picture, but okay. But thank you for at least taking a screenshot this time. Okay. With an initial speed of 42, directed at an angle above the horizontal, the stone strikes at 5.73 after launching. Find the height of the cliff.
I think the cliff is at the height.
Yeah, I think what is this? What's this A minus?
Actually, sorry. Minus. I think.
Sorry. That's just my pen marker. Yeah. But
I think you're talking about like a different point, I guess.
So you don't think A and H is the same thing? I don't know.
No. That big H is the maximum height, because
maximum height. Oh, I see. They see here. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, where's little h? Oh, we're missing it.
I think the graph is kind of like cut off.
Yeah.
So H is just like the height of the cliff.
Okay. Is this the cliff? Is A the cliff?
Yeah. So like the problem I think here is how it's supposed to be.
Something like this.
It's like yeah, exactly.
Okay, but then this is thrown from the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, that's not bad. Okay. Strikes at A. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff in here. This is a good one, Ethan. This is a very good question. Okay. All right.
You see, I took your advice from what you told me last year. I took a picture.
Yeah, thank you. The picture does help. I mean, maybe don't cut off some of the picture next time, but
It's a full picture. This is a full picture.
is it? Oh, well, it's definitely missing some stuff down here. Okay.
No, that's not it.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Anyways, okay.
You
So,
can ask me a question at some point.
yeah, I can ask you one, Woody. Let me do this real quick, and then we'll ask you one. Is that cool?
All right.
Awesome, dude. Okay. All right. All right, Ethan. So we have a stone being thrown right at an angle. Okay. And that's at 68 degrees. All right. So we're gonna draw our little velocity here. Right. Here's the velocity, which is gonna be 42 meters per second, and it's thrown at an angle of 68 degrees. Okay. Good. What's the first thing I want to do anytime I see a velocity and I see an angle? What should I do with this? Good first strat.
But you want to do a velocity and an angle.
Sorry, what? Say that again.
What you're asking? What you want to do when you find a velocity and an angle?
Good. Yeah, if we have a velocity being thrown at an angle, you should, regardless of like what this question even asks for, you should always try to do this first.
What the question is asking for? See, the thing is that there's 3 different answers they want you to find.
Yeah. Don't worry about the answers. Don't worry about. We'll get to those. I'm just saying, just right off the bat, this is like, don't even worry about what the question is asking. In physics, if you see a velocity and you see it being shot at an angle, you need to do this thing which we call break it up into components. I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10 you're just going to need to do it. It's just a way to like kind of make it easier to see what to do next. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, oh, Noise, it's okay. No, Noise, I appreciate you. You're not a full-time teacher. You don't have to be around all the time.
I can, but then like I will really need to review this stuff. Otherwise, I'll never get it.
It's okay. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna break up this velocity, Ethan, into components. Components means I'm gonna make this velocity which points both in the up, down, and the left-right direction. I'm gonna have it do it into each direction separately.
Isn't it in like the X and the Y thing?
Good. Yes, exactly. Yes, this is what we call VIX, and then this is what we call VIY. Okay.
Yes.
Do you remember how we get these from the triangle?
Yeah, it's like if I can recall correctly, I remember I had some trigonometry in this.
Yes. Yeah, definitely has some trig. Trig is good.
Hold on, the thing is that I think you had to like use like maybe sine, cosine, or tangent.
You do? Exactly.
Yeah, and so you could use it for like anyone, like what if we use the like the cosine?
Good. Yeah, which one is cosine going to be?
It's like the cosine of an angle is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse.
Okay. So which one are we going to use cosine for?
Okay, so if you're talking about the labels to what we're going to use, we're going to use like the velocity and the VIX.
Okay, good. What are we going to do?
So we're going to do like the cosine of 68 degrees is equal to the VIX over 42.
Very good, dude. Very good, Ethan. Nice. All right.
And
What
so
do we do next? Then?
And so, could you convert the cosine of 68 degrees?
Sure, I can do it. It's not a nice number, unfortunately, but it is a number.
Doesn't even matter if it's nice?
There you go.
Yo,
That's
Ethan, your mic is being a bum.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, no, do you have headphones, Ethan? Do you have headphones on?
I wish. I hope
No.
so.
It would help.
Yeah, it would. I'm gonna be an asked the question.
Sounds like a dinosaur, bro, trying to speak in through your mic, bro.
No, I mean I can hear his mic. The problem is his mic is picking up what I say to him. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I hear that. And on stream as well.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Here, Ethan's gonna try to fix it. It's okay.
No, it's not like that.
Okay,
Uh,
it's okay. What do we do next, Ethan? There, cosine of 68 degrees is 0.374 is what we say.
So then I think you want the VIX by itself, so then you divide by 32, right?
You don't divide by 32.
So I'm at 42.
You want to multiply by 42.
Well, I keep forgetting those simple mistakes.
Yeah, it's okay. This goes away. Good. And then this is 42 times this. Okay, good. Right. All right. So this is VIX is equal to, let's do, where is it? Where's my 40? Where's my calculator? There it is. Okay. We're going to say 42 times this one. Okay. That's equal to 15.73.
I was gonna ask something.
What's up, dude?
Doesn't matter if the number is nice or not.
No. Just write like 2 decimal places. You'll be fine. Okay. All right. What about VIY? So here's actually kind of a trick, a little shortcut, Ethan. If you use cosine for one of the directions,
I remember this. Like you said that like sine and cosine are opposite, okay?
Good,
You said that they're opposite. So
Yes.
if you use cosine for one of them, then you just have to use sine for the other.
perfect.
You
So
told
this
me
is-
this before.
I know. Yeah, I'm just seeing if you remember it. Good. So 42 sine of 68 degrees is going to be that one. Okay. Here, we're going to do sine of 68. Good. Times 42. So we're going to get that VIY is 38.94. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Very good.
I think do we have to add them up or are they just different?
They're just different. I just have a velocity going left, right, and I have a velocity going up, down.
Horizontal and vertical.
Okay, good. All right, so let's go. Let's go see what the question is. Yeah, Noise. I always forget whether it's 90 minus or the angle minus 90. Like, is it plus or minus 90? I always screw that one up. All right, we're trying to find the height of the cliff. Okay, cool. So we're trying to figure out, okay, where this ball is, right, when it lands on top of the cliff. Okay, that's what we mean when we ask for the height of the cliff, because this ball is being launched in the air, okay, and then it lands on the top of a cliff. All right. The height of the cliff, what direction is that? Is that the motion of the ball in the x direction or the motion of the ball in the y direction?
I feel like I would say it's in between because if you're throwing it straight up, it would. I think it's the Y. I think it's the Y.
It is the
Like
y.
it's-
Good. Yeah, where the ball lands, that's the y is what that is. Okay, so we're gonna use it, and notice like the other things they tell us is they tell us a time here, right? You see how there's a time? Okay, that means
Usually, they wouldn't give you,
what's up?
they wouldn't usually give you that the time.
No, it depends on the question, but in this question they do give you the time. Okay, so
It's good or bad for some situations.
it's good for this situation. Yeah. So I'm
Alright.
going to use the equation that has velocity, position, and time in it, which is this one, which is that y is equal to y initial plus v initial y times t plus 1/2 at squared. I'm going to use this one.
Can I ask this one question?
What's up?
What is YI? I've never seen that.
It's the initial y position.
I'm not getting that.
You've seen this before, I'm sure, right? Xy plus yeah. So the concept here, Ethan, is that with two-dimensional motion, we have things that move in the up-down direction, and we also have things that move in like the left-right direction. And the equations that describe where it is, left-right and up-down, are very similar. We just use different letters. So we use X for things that are going to the left and right, and then we use Y for things that are going up and down. Okay.
All right.
So, but we probably want to use this equation, okay? Because what this tells us, right? So y, this is like y final. This is like the final y position, okay? The final y position is also the height of the cliff, right? Because when the ball, oh, here, let me draw the ball. Okay. So, where's no ball? Okay. When the ball flies up in the air, right? It lands on top of the cliff. And this right here, this is like y final. This is the y position of the ball.
All right.
Okay? So I'm going to replace that here with h, okay? What is the initial y position of the ball?
Oh, it says at 0.
Good. Yes. So this is going to be equal to 0, okay?
Why can't you just remove that instead? Because it doesn't even mean anything.
That's okay. We'll get rid of it later. You know, okay. Okay, then here we have VIY. So this is the initial velocity of the ball in the y direction. This is why we did the thing beforehand. What's the initial velocity of the ball in the y direction?
Yeah, it's 38.94.
Good. It's this, right? 38.94. Good. Okay. So this is going to be plus 38.94. And then do you see how there's a t here, right?
That means time.
Time, good. So that time refers to the amount of time it takes for the ball to land on top of the cliff. You see how we have a time here, they tell us?
Takes 5.73 seconds.
Good, right. So I'm just going to put this, 5.73. Okay, good. Then plus 1/2. And now this may be kind of scary here, this a. What is a?
The acceleration, right?
Good. So when things are moving in the air freely, like when they're being like just like, you know, shot up in the air and whatnot, do you know what the acceleration is in the y direction?
Not at all. I would take a guess on saying like as if it's like 50 or something.
So the acceleration ends up being gravity. So gravity creates an acceleration of everything towards the ground. Okay? This relates to another physics concept, which I don't think we've gone over, which is like Newton's first law or second law. It's one of his laws, but F is equal to ma. Have you seen this before, Ethan?
What have I seen? I think I've seen it in a formula.
Good.
And when I was looking for a question, but I didn't get what this meant.
I was meant to teach him. It's all right, Noise. You can teach him again. It's all right. You know, you need to teach people multiple things for them to really get it. Yeah. So this says that the force on an object is equal to the mass times the acceleration. Okay.
Also,
And
that's what the M stands for.
yes, that's what the m is. And what we learn is that the force of gravity is equal to m times g. Is what we say. This is like the force of gravity.
The gravity force?
Yeah. So anytime you're walking around, you know, like if you try to jump up, right? You feel a force that pushes you back down.
Yeah.
That's the force of gravity, and that is always equal to m times g. Is what we say. The mass times, and then this is a concept which is like 9.8.
Also, would this stand for anything like magnetic or something?
No. Yeah, we're not dealing with magnets. No, this is mechanics. We're just dealing with things.
Okay.
So, anyways, turns out that, you know, these go away, and you get that the a is equal to g. So the short answer is that the acceleration of anything in the y direction is equal to negative 9.8. That's what we say. All right, see you, Hubie. Happy Friday. Okay, and then do you see how we have a t squared here?
A t squared?
Okay, you see how this is t squared?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put the time in there, right, which is 5.7, over a little bit here, 5.73 squared. Okay?
All right, and
So-
then you
so
have to solve a ton.
Yeah, all that's left to do is just to do some math here. So here, I'm going to take this 38.94, multiply it by 5.73, okay? Then I'm going to add 1/2, which is 0.5, times negative 9.8 times 5.73 squared, okay? And that gives us h is equal to 62.25 meters. And there you go. That's the answer.
For A, that's it.
That's it.
I thought we were gonna do the other two.
Let's do them. Let's do them later. Or what I really want is let's have Noise explain to you the other parts needed to do this, because then this will be good practice for you to do after you've worked with Noise on the other stuff. But this is a good start. It's important, right, Ethan? We're reviewing, right? Break down velocities into components, and then use equations, right, to determine where the thing is. That's what's very important about this.
All right.
Cool. All right. Good job, Ethan. Are you gonna be around for Jackbox tomorrow? We're gonna play Jackbox games.
I don't think I will. I kind of hate that box now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll see. If you,
Because
wanna
the
come,
dollar.
you can always play the Guespionage game. You're pretty good at the Guespionage game.
What are you talking about? I'm not even that good at it.
You are very good. Yeah, you've won some games before. You definitely have.
No, not in Guespionage.
Oh, okay. Well, in the other ones you have. We'll
Also,
see.
I was gonna ask something.
What's up?
Hold on, let me just try to remember what I was gonna ask.
That's cool. Rampton, if you want to take the board and put whatever question up, you can do it. It's Jackbox Noise.
All right, yeah, because I wanted to do like I made up these two questions.
Okay.
You know,
I saw. Was it the XY one with the perimeter and the box and everything?
Yeah. So that was one, and then there was like another variation of like kind of the same kind
Is
of
this-
thinking.
Let me see here. I can probably
so,
pull,
like, these
pull the
are
screen on for you at least.
Kind of easy enough questions to be able to like kind of understand what's going on.
Cool.
Like in a scenario, and you know, there's some application to it, so there's some kind of a
Yeah, this is optimization, right?
Yeah. So the problem is you have a rectangular pizza.
Rectangular pizza. Ooh, we were
Yeah.
talking about square pizzas. I do
Yeah,
like the
that's
square
why-
pizza.
That's why I was like, oh, rectangular pizza. Like,
I feel like I need to go get a pizza now.
and you don't like crust.
Yeah. Ew. Yeah. No one likes crust.
Don't like.
Unless it's stuffed crust. I do
Crust.
mess with stuffed crust.
Yeah. So let's say this is not stuff. Now the question becomes, what should be the dimensions? What should be the dimensions of your pizza to have the least crust?
Yeah. What's up, Dark? What's up, dude?
Remember the question I asked yesterday?
What question about the dinosaurs?
But yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wasn't here for it because my mom took the phone away from me.
Oh, that's okay. We went over it. You can watch the VOD. It's on the VOD. We
Okay,
went over it on the VOD. You're cool. You were entered into the drawing. Woody ended up winning.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go on, Rampton. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what. So you want to minimize the crust, essentially.
Mhm.
So how do you do a problem like this? So
Yeah,
first of all,
Ask kids like, what is the crust part of the pizza? Like, what
it
is that
would
in
be
terms of the shape?
perimeter, right?
Right? Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So it's the perimeter of the pizza. And now the thing is, let's say you're in a pizza shop, they can make the pizza in any shape you want as long as the area is the same, right? So you can't get the area of the pizza to be different, but you can get the dimensions of it to be different. So let's say that you have 40 centimeters squared to spare. Now, this would be your area, right? So we've drawn a generic rectangle. The long side and the short side, so essentially it's the length of the width. I've just labeled them X and Y, right? Like they don't have any
These are variables.
They're variables. Yeah, they're placeholders. So in terms of X and Y, our area would be 40 centimeters. In terms of the same two things, a perimeter is just X plus Y plus X plus Y, which is, 2 times X plus Y. In other words, 2x plus 2y. Now I want to minimize this P, which is the perimeter or the crust. Now the question becomes, how can I do that? Now, whenever you see minimization, what you want to do is you want to take the derivative. So if you, for anyone who's like here and is like new to calculus, essentially what you want to do is you want to take the derivative and equate it to 0. Here's why. Geometrically thinking about this, so think about like a graph of y equals to x squared, right? It looks like this. Now let's think about the graph of y equals to negative x squared. It looks like this. So you see there's a hump. There's kind of a turnaround. If you think about the derivative, which is the slope to this graph, slope at a line, at the bottom of this, where the tangent to this would be that horizontal line, that's where our minimum is, right?
It's a slope.
So the slope of this line would be 0. Similarly, on the top of here, if you measure the slope, you would get 0 once again. So what's the rule of thumb? The rule of thumb is that whenever there's going to be a minimum or a maximum, it means that your graph is reaching a point and it's turning around. So if it's a minimum, it goes low and low and it turns around. Because if it doesn't, then that means that there are points below that point as well, right? So that's the logic behind it. Is that if your graph is not turning around or, kind of like smoothing out, then there will be other points below that point. So wherever you thought is your minimum, it no longer is your minimum. And here's how you think of it. If I said this is my minimum point, well, you can clearly be like, okay, well, this is lower than that. And this is lower than that. And then
so the whole absolute relative minimums and whatnot, right? The global ones and local ones?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. So we'll talk about the global, but I'm saying, like for this one, we just have like, we want to find the minimum. You essentially, whatever point, if you say is minimum, if you can find a point lower than that, it clearly means that your first choice was wrong.
Yeah.
But we can see where the graph turns around, and here, if we choose that point, the graph has turned around and it no longer has any other, it doesn't go below that, right? So that means that that was our minimum. Similarly with this one, the graph turns around. And so there's no point above that. So that means that that was our maximum. Now again, at these special points, what is the special property? Is that the slope at those points, if I were to draw a tangent line to that point, it would be 0. So this is the idea behind minimization or maximization when you want to find the minimum. So I want to find the minimum P. Now, this becomes a little bit of a problem because you have two variables and you need to take a derivative. Now, you might be like, okay, maybe I can ignore one of them and take the derivative of the other. But there is a relation between these two. Like they're kind of connected to one another. So what you can do is you can take the first equation that you already had and put one of these variables in terms of the other. So I can put, for now, y is equals to 40 over x. So, and they're connected with this relationship. So now my p is equals to 2x plus 2 times 40 over x.
Which is nice, because now the whole thing's only in terms of one variable, x.
Exactly.
This is a very important thing with optimization is you need to get everything only in terms of one variable. If you have x's and y's and whatever, like, no. It has to be just one variable.
Exactly. So now that it's one variable, we can take the derivative of this. So we take the derivative of p with respect to x. The derivative of 2x is 2. The derivative of 80 over x. So how you can think about this is that this is the same thing as 80 times x to the power of negative 1. So you do the power rule again. So it's plus 80 Now the power rule, the power comes down, so -1, and x to the power of, you subtract from that, -2. To rewrite this, it becomes 2 minus 80 over x squared. Now remember, for this thing to be a minimum, this derivative needs to be equal to 0. So now, using this relationship, you can solve for x. You have 2 equals to 80 over x squared. You can multiply both sides by x squared to get rid of the x squared in the bottom. You get 2x squared equals to 80. Then we divide both sides by 2. You get x squared equals to 40. And then you take the square root of this, which you would get, I'm just going to leave it as square root of 40, right? But technically, you would get a plus and a negative square root of 40. But we're going to drop the negative because these are dimensions of a pizza.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't
then
make sense to have. If you had a negative dimension pizza, I don't know, that would like break some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not do negative dimension. Maybe if it had negative calories, this would be the type of pizza I would eat. Negative calories pizza.
Negative
Yes.
calories, yeah.
Yes.
So there we go. We found x. Now, using our relationship from the first one, which we had y is equals to 40 over x, we can find y, which is 40 over square root of 40. Now, one thing we do with this one is we say we rationalize it because you don't want to have square roots in the denominator. So
Right.
you multiply by square root of 40 over square root of 40 to get rid of the square root, which means you would get 40 times square root of 40
Over 40.
over 40. And
I would
also
think it's a very cool trick. I tell people anytime you have like one, for instance, 1 over the square root of a, this is the same thing as square root of a over a. It's just what's going to happen. You know,
Exactly.
get used to this trick in math, and it'll save you a lot of time.
Yeah. And this thing seems sometimes counterintuitive, but remember, this is just something over itself. So this is just a 1. So, you can always multiply your answer by anything that could be written as a 1, right? So that's the whole point of multiplying it by square root of 40 over square root of 40 because it's 1. It doesn't change your answer. But what it does is that it gets, when you combine the numerators and combine the denominators, you get rid of that square root in the denominator. All right, now we have a 40 here and a 40 here, and you end up getting equals to square root of 40, which is the same thing as your x. So what does this mean about our pizza? It means that our pizza needs to be square shape. Square root of 40 times square root of 40. Okay, and so that's the dimensions of the pizza. Now, sometimes in higher math classes, one thing you guys might see is that instead of giving you this number 40 in here, what it might just tell you is that we just have the area, right? So you would have instead of writing xy is equals to 40, you would have just written xy is equals to a. It's equals to a. So every time you see a 40, if you replace it with an a, then you could have just done this entire problem
For
in
any
terms of
size.
variables.
Exactly.
And
Now-
this is
Little quick thing. So you found the derivative was 0 here, right? How do we know
Yeah.
this is a min and not a max?
yes, I'll say that as well.
Okay, good.
And yeah, so let me just say one thing about
keep
this
going.
as
You're good.
well.
Yeah, you're good.
So this is one thing that takes a lot of, it takes some time with people getting used to it as well. Because here's the thing, you can have known variables and unknown variables. Now, this is because the thing is, every time we know something, we give a value to it. Be like, oh, this pizza is 40, right? Oh, this pizza is 60 centimeters. We know this. But if I told you, if I know the area, but it's A, automatically people, you might think that, okay, I don't know what the area is. But you could be like, this is a known value, right? Although I'm using a variable, like a letter for this, I do know what this is. Now, what's the point of doing this? The point of doing this is that sometimes you want to solve a whole bunch of problems in one problem. So it means that if I were to change this 40 to a 60, right now we have to go back and literally do the problem from the top to bottom again and replace all of the 40s with a 60. But if you would have just done this problem with just an A, so your relationship, instead of being y is equals to 40 over x, you could have had a over x. And then when you found the value for x, you would have found it to be square root of a. And for y, you would have found it to be square root of a again. Now, given whatever is the area, you just put that number into here. So essentially, you don't plug in the number right away. You do it with a variable that you assume you know what that variable is, which is the area. And then at the end, you can plug it in. So if the pizza size is 40, then it needs to be square root of 40 by 40. If it's 60, then it needs to be square root of 60 by square root of 60. So that's the whole point of using variables for even the things that you do know what they are.
That's cool that it's a square that minimizes the perimeter. I guess that makes sense, right? Because a circle maximizes the perimeter. How's that working in?
I think so. I guess the geometry of that, we can also compare it to a sphere as well.
Right.
Right now, and then we can.
There's something about like the ratios, right? The ratios of perimeter to surface area or something. I remember how this works. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. But I think for this is something that takes a little bit of time. So if anyone has a little bit of a hard time, I have to ask. This is why for the first 4 years of secondary school I was awful at math. Too much talking. Okay.
He's talking about our side conversation about mushy peas.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so this is the concept that takes a little bit of time to get a hang of, which having known variables, which is A, and unknown variables. So these are the things you're looking to find, but A is the thing you already have. You just use that as a placeholder so that if the area was a different number, you don't have to solve the problem from top to bottom. You just plug it into that final line. Now, to get to that, to get to your question when you said, how do we know this is the minimum and not the maximum?
Right, because when the slope is 0, right, that could be a min or it could be a max. I think we assume it's a min.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where the second derivative comes in. Now again, just looking at the graph of x squared and minus x squared, let's look at what happens to the second derivative. If I have y equals to x squared, if I take the derivative, I get 2x. If I take the second derivative, I get 2. Now, for this one, it just happens to be just a constant, right? But, you can, I'll tell you what happens if it's not a constant. But in the other case, when you have minus x squared, you take the y prime to be minus 2x, and the y double prime is going to be minus 2. Now, let's look at, I'm using these because these are simple examples that, it's memorable. Like, whenever I always forget, like, you know that it's the second derivative. But if you ever forget which is which, I always like to think of a simple example, which is something that a lot of people, like, don't tell.
I do it all the time. Anytime, like, I forget my exponent rules or whatnot, I just come up with examples. And I'm like, okay, which rule makes this, like, stick?
Yeah, like, but make sure that anyone who ever does this, make sure that you pick a good example that is not an exception. So
yeah, don't pick stuff with 2.
Exactly. Yeah, when you do understand it, at the moment where you're understanding it, pick a example that is easier to remember, and then whenever you forget that, you remember that example because it's going to give you like a picture or something. So yeah, when you have a second derivative, if your second derivative is positive, it means that it's like pointing up, right? Which means it has a minimum. If it's negative, it means that it's pointing down, right? Another way of thinking about this, people say curvature. So it's a positive curvature, means that it's like a bowl. So it's there's gonna be a minimum. There's a bottom of the bowl, and then the other one is like a hill, where the negative curvature creates, a downward slope, and so this has a max. Now, for these ones, it just happens to be a constant. But for this one, if we take the second derivative, so the first derivative, which we took for p prime, was 2 minus 80 over x squared.
Mm-hmm.
We take the second derivative. Again, for this one, it's nicer to write it as minus 80 times x to the power of negative 2. So p double prime becomes, the derivative of 2 is just 0. And then this minus 2 comes down to multiply to the front. So you get 160 times x to the power of minus 3.
Yeah.
Which is 160 divided by x cubed. Now, the second derivative, you want to evaluate it at the value that you found, right? So for the what was the value of x that we found? Was
Square root of 40.
40, right?
Yeah.
So you have to plug it into here. And when you plug it into there, you just get, it doesn't matter what the answer is. All you care about whether it's positive or negative.
Right.
Because it's positive, you know you have a minimum.
I always like to think like positive is like happy face, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, whereas like negative is like a sad face.
Yeah, that's a good way of remembering it.
And so if you have a happy face, you know, this is a minimum. If you have a sad face, this is a maximum. My kind of way of memorizing it.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is, I thought that this is a cool question as well.
It is, yeah.
You know, it's
Optimization
simple
is dope. Optimization is like one of the coolest things you learn in calculus.
Yeah. So to compare this to a circular pizza, so if we had a circular pizza, the area of this is pi r squared, which is supposed to be 40 also, as we said. So we can find the radius for this. The radius of this is going to be 40 over pi square rooted.
Okay. This is cool. Rosita says you can always stretch one side of the rectangle and squish the other, maintaining the area and making the perimeter arbitrary, which means, you can make the perimeter arbitrarily big. There is no max.
Yeah, exactly.
That's such a cool way to think of it.
Yeah, you could have an infinitely long pizza that has an area of 4.
Dude, infinite pizza.
Yeah, it's just you have a finite amount of pizza, but then it's all crust. So
right, it's just you start like doing this. Like this was my regular pizza, and then like we just started doing this. That's a very cool way to think of it. Yeah. Oh, there is no max. There is no limit to the pizza. I'm down.
Exactly.
That's dope.
Thank you, Rositas. That's a cool explanation.
For the circle becomes 2 pi r. Our r was this, so it's 2 times pi times square root of 40 over pi. Now, if I want to rationalize this, so I do 2 pi times, I'll keep the square root on the top the same. To get rid of the bottom, I'll multiply by square root of pi over square root of pi, which I'll get 2 pi times square root of 40 pi over pi. These two cancel out, and you get 2 times the square root of 40 pi. Now, comparing to the perimeter of the other one, when we had the rectangle, that was p times 2 times square root of 40 plus square root of 40,
Mm-hmm.
which is equals to 4 times square root of 40.
Ah.
Now, the question, if you wanted to compare these, for example, you have the square root of 40 in there.
Right.
So now you have to compare
yeah.
between 4 and 2 square root of pi, which one is bigger, right? Now, because you have a square root of 3 point... So
Wait, 2 squared of 40 pi, though, right? 2 squared of 40 pi?
No, I'm dropping the 40 square root
okay.
of 40.
Okay. I got you. You cancel it. Cool.
Yeah, so essentially I want to compare these two things. This is also another one of those cool math things. Like, if you didn't have a calculator, how can you figure out which one is bigger? Because
we do love the
if you
calculator.
were to find the square root of 3.14, it's a nightmare, right?
Yeah,
so
no.
instead of doing that, you can find both of these terms, what they look like if they are under the square root. So we put 4 under the square root, and it becomes 16. And then 2, if it goes under the square root, it becomes 4.
Yeah.
Pi. Now pi, as we said, is 3.14.
So it's less than 4.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Right.
square root of 16, and the other one's like square root of like
12
point something. Right? So there you go. This is bigger. So it means the pizza gives you lesser crust.
Which I'm all about. Less crust.
Yeah.
More
So if you
cheese.
want the least amount of crust, get pizza. Get a circular one.
Get a circular pizza. Oh, okay, cool. I like to think of like a circular pizza is like a polygon just with an infinite number of sides, you know?
Exactly. So you could actually, if you wanted to, you could do this problem
Are we gonna do
with
my
like an
question?
n polygon.
Yes, Tika, we will. Don't worry.
Right? You could like do it with like a polygon of n sides,
Yeah.
right? And you'll see like what happens if you were to do that. So
Like in
with
the
that
limit as like n approaches
longer-
infinity or something.
yeah, you can it becomes a little bit of a longer problem, but if you were to give yourself a challenge,
Yeah.
that could be like a good one.
All right, dope. I thought that was really cool, man. That was a really good explanation. I appreciate that, Ramton. And we had some new first time chats from people that thought that was interesting. It was pretty cool.
Okay, that's good.
Sick. Yeah, no, I like this. Hopefully, I'll put this on the YouTube so Jamarcus can watch it, and because I think Jamarcus is in India, so he's on he's on a completely different time zone for the next month. He's usually in the United States, but very cool. I like that. Yeah, very nice explanation, Ramton. Yeah. Oh yeah, the question from Noyce was, have you ever eaten mushy peas?
Have I ever had mushy?
Mushy peas. Yeah, come up to the stage, Woody. You're good. Mushy peas. You know what mushy peas are? Mushy peas are dope.
Let me see.
It's a British thing.
Hey, can I tell you my idea now?
Yeah, what's your idea? Tell me your idea.
Mushy peas.
So,
Oh dear, we gotta
It's
fix
like-
your mic.
It reminds me of like the equivalent of
Split
what
pea
mashed
soup.
potatoes are. but with
Yes.
peas.
Peas, I hate them.
Dude, they're so good, Woody. Don't knock on the peas, dude. Peas are great.
Well, maybe if
That's
they're
a
not
rainbow.
like straight, like long beans.
Dude,
then
this
no, I
is
hate
this
them.
is this is the quintessential British meal. It's fish,
Yeah.
chips, and mushy peas. It's so
And
good
you have to put it
Fish
in
and
newspaper.
chips.
Why do you call
A
it mushy
classic.
peas, bro?
because they're
It's so
mushy. It's like
disgusting.
mashed. It's like mashed peas. Like, what'd you say, Ramton? You have to what?
I said you have to put that fish and chips in like a newspaper.
Yes,
And
yes,
then-
in a newspaper.
That's
Yeah.
the like I want to go to
Like if I can't taste the ink, it's not authentic.
that's
What, bro? No.
Yes, dude. That's how they do it. Dude, this is the
Ew.
quintessential British
Bro,
meal, dude.
imagine Eating poison, bro.
No, dude, they eat this every day, dude. Like, or every Friday at least.
Bro.
Every Friday, every British citizen eats fried fish and chips with mushy peas on a
British
newspaper
citizen.
and
okay,
tartar
you wanna
sauce.
hear something ridiculous?
Yeah, let me hear it. What's up?
There is a place near me, and it's a fish and chips place exclusively, right?
Okay. nice.
And they sell like different types of fish, but then haddock. Is it haddock or haddock?
Haddock, yeah, this type of fish, a haddock.
Haddock. So that's like the best one out of all of the ones that you could do. Which
For fish and chips?
For fish and chips, yeah.
Oh, I see.
However, a 2-piece haddock fish and chips. I'm assuming these are just normal, like the sizes that we saw on the thing. So it's like a nice portion, like the fillet that we just saw.
Sure, yeah.
Guess how much for the 2-piece?
I want to say like $20, $25.
$50.
No.
It's
Excuse me?
Way no way.
Get out of there.
like,
Get out of
and
here.
here's the thing: every time I pass by this store, it's empty. So I'm like, this is
No one's gonna
Dude,
get that, bro.
That place has got to be a drug front, dude. They're
that's what I
just
was gonna say.
laundering
I was
money,
like,
dude. It's
there's
money
no-
laundering.
This is money laundering because they're gonna be like, okay, we sell $50 fish and chips.
$50 fish and chips.
This
Get out.
revenue makes sense, and
Yeah.
but I was like, they're gonna get like audited one day. And
Yeah.
they're gonna be
Bro,
like,
I would
"You
sue
haven't had
them,
a
bro."
single
They're gonna be
customer."
like, you have 0 reviews on Yelp. No one has ever eaten your fish and chips.
You are real, bro.
Yo, take a picture of that place next time you go past it, Rampton. I want to see it.
yeah,
Yeah, please.
I wanna
That's
see how
hilarious.
dead it is.
Yeah.
it's like
Uh,
a small restaurant. Also, it's like not a fancy place or anything. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
but they just have like a ridiculous price on it.
yeah, $50. Like,
$50. Jesus, get out.
what's the name of the place called again?
Hey, Woody, what grade are you in, Woody? Let me do a quick math question, then I'll do teacups. Woody, what grade are you in?
Why?
Hold up, I'm just talking to my grandparents. I'm like
Oh.
grade 7. I'm talking to my grandparents.
Okay.
Something really important. If
Yeah,
you
no.
understand.
No, grandparents are very important. I really do. I believe in grandparents. I think I was the one telling people that like people should spend more time talking with their grandparents because you don't know how long they'll be around. I only have one grandparent left, and they're not exactly lucid, so I don't really have any grandparents to talk to. But when I was younger, when I was y'all's age, I had all my grandparents, and that was cool. It's always good to try to get what like their opinion is on things because they've been through all of life. It's like someone who's already beaten the game, and then you're talking to them being like, okay, so what's the cheat codes? Where do I go through? Have you got?
Sorry, it's the halibut, not
Oh,
haddock.
halibut. Okay, halibut makes sense. That's expensive. Yeah, halibut is expensive.
Halibut is $50. A haddock is $30.
Okay, let's see if we can get some. I want to get some halibut fish and chips in Los Angeles. Let's just see how much it
I
costs.
like it. I like the server guide.
Here we go. Let's see if we got a menu somewhere. Here we go. Fish and chips. Well, okay. Oh, okay. I know Santa Monica. Santa Monica's seafood will definitely have it. Where is it? Yeah, this place. This is close to where I live. Let's see. Do they have a menu? They're probably gonna say some bullshit like market price. Dude, I hate when restaurants say like market price. I'm like, oh man, dude, like what?
What does that mean?
It means they can charge whatever they want. It's like whatever the market determines it to be. Here we go. Here's the menu. Okay, cool. Here we go. All right, we're gonna look up, see what the fish and chips are. Down the street from me, oyster bar, seafood wraps.
Do you
some
ever go to this place?
No, I've never been. Salads, dude. What do they not just sell? There's a kids menu. Oh, the
Beer
kid.
and fish and chips.
There you go. The kids menu fish and chips is $12. That's not too bad.
Okay.
That's the kids menu. Where did you see? Did you see the other ones? Did you see the real ones?
Alright, I'm
I
back.
saw
You're back?
beer and fish and chips
I
on
talked
the
to
right.
my
Oh, here, beer
grandparents.
battered fish and chips is $19. Yeah. Oh, that's cod.
$19? That's
Cod is
insane.
still pretty good.
Cod's still pretty good though. I like cod.
Fish and chips for $19? What
Yeah.
you trying to make
Nah,
me
bro,
go
fish and
broke?
chips for
That's
50.
crazy.
Your scallops are great too. All right, Woody, let me do a quick math question to like kind of show you how you can keep learning things over the summer. You're going into 7th grade, right?
No, I'm going to 8th grade next year.
Have you taken algebra? Have you taken algebra yet?
No.
No. Okay,
No.
that's all good. That's totally cool. You've done stuff with fractions though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, here I'm gonna give you a little.
But I mean, we're gonna do more art next year.
Oh, I'm sure you are. Okay, let's do a little
I
quick.
like art.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad. Let's do a little quick example here. What if, for
All right.
instance, I wanted to simplify this this expression, this fraction here, 12 over 40. Do you know how to simplify this?
No.
Okay. So let's say for
40.
Yeah.
Like a grade, right?
yeah. Well, this is what's called like equivalent fraction. So here, let me kind of like show a little diagram. Okay. let's go back to pizza, right? We like pizza, right?
Yeah, we like pizza.
We do like pizza. Okay. So let's say, for instance, I have a pizza, okay? And I
A yellow
want,
pizza that's totally not human skin.
well, the cheese is yellow. You know, it's okay. Okay. And then let's
Yeah.
say,
Jackson's skillet.
yeah, let's say some of the pizza, right, is pepperoni, okay?
Okay.
Okay. If I wanted to ask you what fraction of this pizza is pepperoni, what would you say?
It's a half.
Good. Do you see how that?
Pepperoni, half cheese.
Good. Do you see how one piece out of the 2 total pieces of the pizza is pepperoni?
Can you send me the picture?
That's like 1/2, right?
Yeah, it's 1/2. Yeah.
Okay. But let's say I cut the pizza into 4 slices, okay?
2
Now-
cheese slices and 2 pepperoni slices.
So how would I write this as a fraction?
2 out of 4.
Good. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, this would be 2 out of 4. Do you see
and
how
then
the
you're gonna do 3 out of 6.
right? If I wanted to do that, yeah. So right, yeah, I could do. I do like pineapple on pizza. Noise, by the way. I'm a
I
pineapple
hate
on pizza.
pineapple. What's wrong with
It's fine.
Oh,
Pineapple's
no.
great.
Go away.
So this would, for instance, be 4/8. Okay. The
4
important
out of 8, yeah.
good. Yeah. The important thing here, Woody, is that each one of these fractions describes the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's the same
Okay.
thing.
Good. These are called equivalent fractions. So what I want to teach you here is that you can take a fraction of, like with bigger numbers like this, and you can reduce it. You can reduce it to a fraction with smaller numbers. Okay.
Okay.
The way to do that is to try to figure out what number goes into both these things, and then divide both numbers by that number. Okay.
Or divided by 8.
Good. So do you see how 4 goes into 4 and 4 also goes into 8?
No.
Okay. Well, let's think about it. Okay.
I'm confused.
Okay, it's okay. Okay. So I want to show you how we can get how 4/8 is the same thing as 1/2. You know from this picture, right, that 4/8 is the same thing as 1/2 because it's the same thing, right? Half the pizza, right?
Yeah.
Is pepperoni. Okay. The way to do this is to figure out what number both of these numbers are divisible by. Okay. So I want to ask myself, what can I divide 4 by? Can I divide 4 by 2? Like if I do 4 divided by 2, do you know what that is?
I don't know how to do my divide. I know how to do my multiplication.
This is too funny. Yeah, everyone always learns it one way, but they don't know it the other way. Yeah, that's okay.
I
All right.
don't know division.
It's okay.
I know my multiplication.
Okay. Well, it's important to know your division. So, okay, but barring that, we'll practice that at another point. Okay. The other way to ask this is this times what would get me 4, right? 1 times what gets me 4?
Oh, division half. Okay.
Okay. So,
Half.
okay, but 1 goes into 4 how many times?
How
How many
4
ones?
times.
Good, 4. Right, yeah. You see how I can multiply that by 4 and get to 4? And then I also need to do the same thing here. Do you see how this times 4 gets you 8? 2 times 4?
Yep.
Yeah, good.
4
Right.
times 2 is 8.
Yeah, so that's going from the right to the left. If we go the opposite direction, that's the same thing as saying 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2.
Yeah.
Okay? This is how we took a more complex fraction and we made it into a simpler one. Is that we found the same number that I can divide both these numbers by, and then I got to a smaller number. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So let's try to do it with this one, and then you're good. Then we'll go over Teacup's question. Okay. So we have 12 and 40. Okay.
Okay.
So let's maybe let's see, like, what numbers go into 12. And if you can't think of that, think about what 2 numbers multiplied to each other go into 12. Like, if I wanted to do something times something is equal to 12, what would I use?
6 and 6.
6 and 2, right? 6 times 2.
Yeah. That.
Okay, cool. 6 and 2 work. What's another set of numbers that work?
Um.
I'll give you a hint. 3 is one of them. What's the other one? 3 times what gets me 12?
No, that's 7.
No, 3 times 7 does not get me 12. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times what is 12? Let's think about this.
4.
4. Yeah, very good. 4. Okay, cool. All right. So these are all numbers here, Woody. These are all numbers that I can divide 12 by, right?
Okay.
I could divide 12 by 6. I could divide it by 2. I could divide it by 3, or I could divide it by 4. All right.
All right.
But I also want to find a number that I can divide 40 by. All right. So
All right.
what are 2 numbers that multiply together to get me 40?
20.
20 what?
20. Times 2.
Good. Yeah, very good. 20 times 2.
I thought it was gonna be a different number that you were trying to say.
No,
Different
no, it's
number.
okay. It's okay. Okay. Can you think of 2 other numbers that you can multiply together to get to 40? I'll give you a hint. 10. 10's one of them. What's the other one?
Four.
Yes, dude. Nice.
Nice.
10 times 4 is 40. Okay, cool. So there are more numbers, but we can stop here, okay? Because we've found, Woody, a number that goes into both of these things. Do you see how 4 can go into 12 and 4 can also go into 40?
Yeah.
So I'm going to divide the top by 4, and I'm going to divide the bottom by 4.
40.
Okay? So 40 divided by 4, that's the same thing here. That's
That'll
saying
be 10. That'll
Good.
be 10.
good. And then what will this one be?
6.
Now think about this.
2. It'll be 2.
No. 4. 4 times what gets me 12?
4 times what give me? Sure.
No, think about it. So 12 divided by 4, right? So if I have 12 and I want to split it up, right, into a bunch of 4s, how many 4s do I need?
You get.
See, this is 8.
Oh, 3.
3. Yeah, nice.
3.
So there you go. This is how you reduce the big number fraction 12 over 40 into a simpler fraction 3 over 10. You see that?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice job, Woody.
I get a bug point.
You
right,
do.
or not?
Of course you do. Of course you do, Woody. Yeah, good job, dude. That's an example of and look, you're at 16. Nice. That's an example of how you can, learn stuff, and you're going to have to do this in math later, so you might as well learn it here and have some fun rather than have to learn it in school and be all sad because, it doesn't make any sense. Right?
Oh, can we do my question?
What's your question?
Dinosaurs. I didn't hear.
Oh, that
it.
was during Golden Hour. I already did that question.
I know, but like,
I know. I got to do teacups. Teacups next.
Yeah.
Teacups been waiting for a long time. I appreciate you, Teacup. And then I got to run in 10 minutes. I really do. Sorry. Oh, ow, that's loud. Okay. Jesus. All right. What's up? Teacup, you here? Teacup.
Yes, hello.
he's
Hi.
taking disease, bro.
Yeah. All right. Match the following integrals with the graphs and possibly signed areas. Oh, well, this is cool. Very cool. I kind of like this. Cool. All right.
I was gonna do a. I was like asking, what's it called? Noise is also asking you.
What's he asking me?
Show some common. Show the common area. I sent some pictures.
Okay.
I'm just trying to flex.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Oh, this is beautiful. Wait, what is this? These are scallops. These look delicious.
Yeah, those are scallops and steak.
Oh, that's like some surf and turf, dude. I'm about this. Wait, did you make this?
Yeah.
God damn, dude. What? Yeah, Dr. Gold, we're going to Ramton's house for dinner. Hell yeah, we're going to Ramton's house for dinner, dude. That's like cooked to perfection.
Yo, for real, bro.
What? That looks amazing. Scallops are actually really hard to cook too, honestly. Like people screw them up all the time.
Yeah, pretty much like it's gotten to a point where like my girlfriend every time she's like, "Oh, I want something," I'm like, "All right, I guess I'll make it." So like, we don't go out for steak anymore. So we just
Yeah,
get, like,
dude, you don't need to go out for steak, dude. This is better than any steak I've seen at a restaurant. This looks dope. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Bro's a chef.
Oh man, dude. You know, I'm pretty good at cooking some stuff every once in a while. We have a whole we have a channel here. It's called Home Ec Food. I think I just end up posting like all the food I make when I'm like, I don't know. This was me. I was like drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, let me just make some stuff. So
yeah, I'll send some food in there.
Yeah.
What is that sausage?
yeah, it's sausage with almond dip and Havarti cheese and peppers and like muffalette. It's so good. Yeah. And then
That looks good. Yeah.
this was something else we ate at a restaurant. This was like disgustingly good too. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Bro's even rubbing his forehead.
Yeah, he's
That's
sweating.
A-
He's like, God damn.
That's A-Rod. That's A-Rod. Y'all know A-Rod. Yeah, he's too funny. I was golfing with him. Okay. All right. Teacup. Let's try to do this. We're trying to integrate and do some shapes. Cool. Yeah.
That was the best yeah I've ever heard in my life.
I know. Okay. Cool. Okay. So everything's going from -1 to 1, and so when we integrate, right? If we have like some sort of curve, right? Integrating from -1 to 1, we're finding the area underneath that curve is what we're doing. Okay. So what you're doing here essentially is you're trying to match up what this function looks like, okay, inside the integral from -1 to 1 of f of x dx. So like this part, like the top border, that's going to be what the function is. You get that, Teacup?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for instance, if we look at this graph, you can kind of work backwards from this, all right? And we have something like this, right? What does this function look like?
Which function?
This one.
It's a
The line, right?
it's a triangle.
No. The function is the border. I'm saying just the green. Just the green. Because that's what an
It's a
integral does.
positive slope.
It's a positive slope. Good, yeah. So what an integral does is it just finds the area underneath a function, okay? So what I'm doing
Like
is...
you have like instead of y equals x, like y is less than it. Or something.
Exactly, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, this would be the same thing as y is less than f of x, I guess. Yeah, that's the same thing.
Math.
Until we get to here, then that changes, but yeah. So yeah, this is all you're doing in these types of questions is you're drawing the border, and you have to have kind of some knowledge of like what these different functions look like is what you need to know. You need to know this. So this is a good practice. Okay. So this looks like the equation of what? It's a line, right? It's a straight line. Which one of these equations looks like just the equation of a straight line?
X squared plus 1dx.
No. So x squared, and this is similar to what we did with Ramton, right? X squared looks like
Oh wait,
this.
no, that would be a parabola.
That would be a parabola.
So it'd be the sin 2x dx.
No.
I
Sine looks different. Sine looks like this. Sine is curvy.
don't know what sine look like.
You should know what sine looks like.
I'm not
Boy,
in
you
that
don't know what
class.
sin looks like?
I'm not in that class yet. You go fit.
Okay. It's just a straight line, right? Like, look at this one, Teacup. You see how this is just x plus 1? Yeah, it's good. And like the plus 1 makes sense, right? Because it's just shifted up by 1.
Are you dare expect me to know what sine, cosine, and tangent mean?
Yeah, they do. So yeah, this is 3. This is number 3. Okay, cool. You kind of said this one, right? Which one's the parabola here?
The parabola is the x squared.
Right, good. That's it. That's 1, right? Yeah, this one is the parabola.
But that means now we have sine. So the sine is either 2, 4, or 6.
Yeah, so this is where this is weird. So technically there are three of these that look like they do this curvy stuff, right?
And to be
Okay.
fair, it's sines. That
Yeah.
means 5 is log.
Good, yeah, exactly. Very good. Process elimination, good. Yeah, 5 is log, okay. This plus 2 right here shifts it to the left, because usually log of x looks something like this. but then it gets shifted two to the left from this. That's why it's that one.
Hold on.
Okay.
We have sine squared. Would sine squared be? So I feel like the 1 plus sine would. The 1 plus sine is 2. The sine squared is 6, and then the other one would be.
Okay, close. So
Dang
here,
it.
sine of x goes from +1 to -1. So this looks like a regular sine function. Okay, its period has been changed, but the important thing is it's been shifted up by 1. Okay, so regular sine teacup ends up looking like this. Okay, do you see how this one has just taken this but like moved it up a little bit?
Yeah.
It's actually moved it up enough so that it doesn't hit the negative, right?
My
So
life
this-
is rigged.
So this is this one. This one is 4.
That's rigged.
I know.
That's rigged.
And then, okay, determining between these two, okay.
Now watch this. I'm gonna do some amazing math here.
Yeah, okay, what are you gonna do? What do you think?
I'm gonna go to the solutions page.
No! We can do this one. I'm pretty sure this one is,
I figured it out.
I'm pretty sure this one is sine squared, and I'm pretty sure this one is sine of pi x times x cubed. Is that correct?
2. Wait. 2 5 3 4 6 1. 2,
Yep,
5.
that's what we got. That right?
Yes.
Good. Yes, nice. Again, the reason why, so, okay, just a little quick thing. Sine squared means you're going to take sine times sine. So do you see how sine usually, right, has a negative part and a positive part? But if I take a negative times a negative, that's going to equal a positive. So that's why sine squared, like, flips this part up, and it looks like this. Okay? What happens here with sine pi x times x cubed, the x cubed, if it's negative, also pulls out a negative to make it positive, and x cubed is weird because x cubed is like exponential, which means it's going to have a bigger effect as it gets further away from the origin, and that's why this happens. This gets more high when it's further away from this. That's why we say. That's why intuitively I was pretty sure that this one was the pi x cubed.
Now, real quick. Next time my parents make like some sort of steak, which is probably gonna be like I eat steak like 3 times a week.
Dude, that's dope. Can your parents adopt me, please? I don't eat steak 3 times a week. I wish I could.
I eat steak, chicken. Pretty much my entire diet is steak, chicken, and food.
Damn, you living the life, dude. What? That's dope. My entire diet is like peanut butter, tortillas,
Never had it.
and
Oh yeah, we have fajita sometime, which is.
I do eat a lot of bacon when I can. Yeah, fajitas are great.
Oh, we have Sunday breakfast, which is let's see,
Ooh.
we have hash browns, bacon,
Yes, yes.
omelet,
I love all these things. Dude, I always say breakfast is my love language, you know? I do like breakfast. Like, if you want to know how to treat me nice, I like breakfast.
Oh, we also have like meatballs and pasta every now and then.
Oh, I made some meatballs earlier. Meatballs are good. Hash browns. Yeah, hash browns. We'll talk about hash browns later. Okay.
Okay,
right.
I'll probably like tomorrow I'm gonna have full steak.
Well, send a picture, because we'll be streaming tomorrow. All right.
It's gonna be wait, where are you gonna be streaming tomorrow?
Only take gold only on breakfast dates.
Yeah. I used to have a joke with girls. I'd be like, "Can I make you breakfast?"
Yeah.
Anyways, go on, Rampton.
That's good. You know what? One thing you probably have never tried, but try. It's a Turkish breakfast. Right?
Ooh, Turkish breakfast.
Turkish breakfast. Yeah. It's like yogurt, and then you put boiled eggs. Not boiled. Sorry.
Ooh, like a shakshuka almost.
Yeah, kind of. It's what's it called? How do you? What's that?
It
when you
says
put the egg in water?
Sukak.
Suka? No. Wait. No, not soft boiled. When you put it in water.
Poached eggs.
I
Yeah.
like how you both said bitch in Russian just now. That's
Is
so funny.
Sukak? Does Sukak means bitch in Russian? That's too funny.
Yeah.
Suka.
Oh, suka. Okay, I'll have to know that for next time.
What
Oh,
is
yeah.
this
But yeah,
anime called?
try it is actually really good. Like it's like a yogurt base. Like so, one thing I like to do if you want to also keep your macros,
Yeah.
really high. Like that's shakshuka is closer
I
to
just in
an
general.
Iranian breakfast. Than,
Right. Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
like I had a lot of it when I was in Israel. They had a lot of shakshuka. Yeah.
It's very close to how Iranians also make it. Like it's like what I used to have.
I think this one's prettier.
But yeah, with the yogurt, like I usually get the plain yogurt, like which is like the Balkan style. It's like a little bit sour, and then Greek yogurt as well, because Greek is like really high in
sugar, right? It's kind of sweet or protein.
No, there's no sugar. Like it's
okay.
Yeah, and then I get Greek yogurt as well, because Greek yogurt is like high in protein, but Greek yogurt has like it has a more solid texture to it.
Yeah.
This one's a little waterier. So you do like a 1 part each, then you get like a nice consistency. And then you put the eggs on top, and then you put like
is this cheese?
No, it's like hot oil and like chilies with it.
Ooh.
Chili oil.
Good to see you.
And then you just pour it out on top, and then you just dip bread in it, and it's really good.
Oh man, this sounds delightful, dude.
Yeah. Like, now
we're gonna have to do the actual education like meetup retreat at some point where we just have Chef Rampton, you know.
No, maybe the actual education food stream.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude. Ugh, you guys make me so hungry. All right. Okay, I gotta run pretty quick here. So, all right, thank you everyone for coming office hours. Loved having you guys around. Rampton, I'll do your question next time. I do want to do the integral of LN, but I appreciate all the banter. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Wait.
No, I can't raid. I'd have to turn my whole PC on. But tomorrow, if you want to come play Jackbox games with us, that's going to happen at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. All you need is a phone. It helps if you also have like a laptop to watch the stream, but like all you need is a phone to play. It's very easy. I'm not going to stream that because, yeah. Well, I'll give out like gift cards and stuff to the winners. So like you guys are good.
I don't play that game, so
yeah, come play. Well, at least come by. Come say hi, chat. You know,
I'll say hi and then leave immediately.
That's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Okay. All right.
I know I would lose.
All right. Cool. All right. I appreciate all you guys. I had a great time this Friday. Hope you all have a great, wonderful Friday. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cool?
Goodbye.
Let's
all right.
play the gay game.
Peace out, guys.